What's up guys, my name's Jack Havoc, you're watching Havoq NFTs, and in this video, I'm going to go over the 5 biggest mistakes you can make when trading NFTs. Now, I've made these mistakes and it's cost me thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. My hope is that I'm going to share these mistakes that I've made with you so that you can better navigate the NFT space and accomplish whatever goals you're trying to accomplish while trading NFTs. Let's get into it. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you for being here. This is my first video on this channel. I'm going to give away the equivalent of $300 worth of Ethereum to one of my first 1,000 subscribers I get on this channel. All you have to do to qualify is like the video, comment, and be subscribed. And then when I hit that 1,000 subscribers, I will choose a random winner. Also, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. Let's make it happen. Mistake number 1 is assuming that hype automatically means the project is of high quality and you're going to get automatic gains. Now, don't get me wrong, hype is a pretty big indicator as far as what the initial engagement might be on the secondary market and how much volume there'll probably be, but it does not mean that you're going to just automatically make 5, 6x, 4x, whatever it is, and that the project is going to be a blue chip. It doesn't. And I have 2 prime examples that happened very recently of projects exactly like this. The first one is Pixelmon. You may have already heard of it. They had close to 200,000 followers on Twitter. One of the biggest hype projects in the last few weeks. And they were minting Dutch auction for 3 ETH. Almost the entire collection was minted out around 3 ETH. I think it might have gotten down to around 2.5. Regardless, it instantly tanked though. People assumed with all that hype, even with a crazy high floor price of 3 ETH, that it was just going to instantly double their money. So you pretty much minted at 3 ETH and instantly the best you could get. The average price on that day of mint was 1.8 Ethereum. So you essentially minted at 3 ETH and then lost half your money instantly. And then the longer you waited, the more money you lost. That's a tough pill to swallow. But the hype was huge. It had to be huge because you had to be able to mint out the entire collection of 10,000 at that price point. And they did it because they assumed they'll be able to sell it for 4.5, 5 ETH instantly after mint. And it was a tough lesson, an expensive one. Okay, so the second example of hype not equaling quality is Hypebears. Now, this one, it literally has hype in the name. So they were really going on that meta of the 3D model, the walking animation that Invisible Friends kind of started and really made popular. And Imaginary Ones is another one that's also really hype right now. So Hypebears kind of marketed it the same way. They have 242,000 followers on Twitter, which is insane. And there was so much hype going into this mint and the reveal because of stuff they were sharing. 18,000 likes. They were sharing stuff like this. Like this looks, it looks super cool. I totally get it. Animated walking, 3D model. It looks really clean. Like I can understand why there was so much hype on this. But the best case here, you sold pre-reveal and you made your 3x at best, a little over an ETH sale price. You made a little over 2, maybe 3x. And, that's a solid gain. There's nothing wrong with that with a mint of 0.4. But the difference is with all this hype, a lot of people just held till reveal. If you minted this project, you waited till rated to reveal, you were expecting this, and you got this. And as a result, everyone started dumping the price, and now you're down if you held since you mint. Don't assume that hype means you're automatically going to get a quality project and it's automatically going to make you gains. Again, if you would have sold this pre-reveal because of the hype and because you didn't know what the art was going to look like, you would have made some money and it would have been a good investment and obviously it would have rewarded you. But it doesn't mean that there's going to be a quality project at the end of it. Okay, mistake number 2 is FOMOing into a project because you see that everyone's talking about it. It's all over Twitter. The volume's going crazy. It's 5x, 10x, it's 20x in the last 2 days. And you got to get one because if you don't, you're going to miss out. So the best example I can think of is Crytoskulls on this one. Gary V started talking about historical NFTs and, you know, first movers, first profile picture, which is, I think, Cryptoskull NFTs, and it went absolutely parabolic. It went insane. You know, average price was 0.05 on the 7th, and then a week later, average price was 3.5 ETH. So insane gains. But imagine this isn't here, and you're seeing it all over the place, and you're like, oh, I gotta get in. This is the next blue chip. This is gonna work. I'm gonna make all my money. If you see a chart that looks like that is just straight up like that, I would say 9 times out of 10, you're gonna see a huge correction, and buying in somewhere in here when you see a chart that looks like that, whether it's cryptocurrencies or in NFTs, it's the same thing. The FOMO of buying up here and assuming it's just going to keep going on forever because Gary Vee's pumping it. A lot of people bought in 3-4 ETH, and you know, they thought that it was going to be the next blue chip, the next Bored Ape Yacht Club, and we're down to around an ETH. So I mean, losing 3 ETH, 2.5 ETH in a very short period of time. And I mean, maybe it has a little recovery down the road and you got to be willing to ride that out. But you're going to miss out on some where you could have bought in and made a 2-3x 100%. More often than not, you're going to end up buying the top unless you got some inside alpha and there's, you know, you're kind of at the start of a wave, right? There's a difference between, you know, buying in here and buying in here. I was staring at it right here at that 0.7. I was looking at it at 0.6 floor. In hindsight, sure, I wish I would have bought there because I would have made an easy, you know, 5-6x, no problem. But the amount of times where it's here and then it just keeps going down far exceeds the amount of times it just absolutely goes nuclear after that. This was an insane pump, and I think you're better off just trying to get in early on projects unless you have a lot of conviction. If you're okay with spending the ETH and having it ride out and you think long term, go ahead. By all means, you make your own decisions, but you can lose a lot of ETH really fast trying to ride a FOMO pump, and that's why that's big mistake number 2. Okay, mistake number 3 is blindly following some influencer or some crypto whale and buying and trading whatever they trade and assuming you're just going to make all your money. Obviously, there's examples where if you get on a trend and Gary Vaynerchuk, for example, tweets something like the Crytoskulls and you can ride the wave and make a ton of money, absolutely. But assuming that because Gary has bought something means it's going to go up forever doesn't work. The biggest thing here too is there's people that are minting things directly to his address to make it look like he bought them, and that's causing people that are doing exactly the mistake that I'm talking about to lose a lot of money. So they'll go into his account on OpenSea and it'll show that he's minting 100 of these random NFTs no one's ever heard of, and it's just other people minting to his address, make it look like he actually owns them and chose to buy them when he didn't. And then you go and do and follow the exact same thing that he did, and you end up losing because the project is worthless. The flip side to this is there's also, you know, not even influencers necessarily, but whales, people in the space that have been historically, they've done really well at trading NFTs. And you can have resources like Squishy Squad Discord, for example. Shout out Bento Boy and the Squishy Squad. So I'm in their Discord, and their biggest utility is that it gives you access to market bots that tell you, you know, smart trades, smart mints, and listings, which is essentially big whales in the space that have been really successful. It'll track their wallet and automatically tell you what they're buying, as well as influencers like Gary Vee and other people. But the problem is, that people don't realize is that these people are whales. They have so much money to burn and so much money to spend and so much ETH that they can just throw at any project. Obviously, there's a reason why they're deciding to put money into certain projects, and some of these are probably great investments in the long run. But the difference with them is they can afford to do quick flips all the time. So they're buying things and selling it the same day, huge flips. They'll take a loss. They can take 20-30%. They're always trying to catch the next wave. This is a really good tool as far as like, okay, what are they buying, and is there something, a new meta, a new trend that I can do my own research on and decide whether I think it's a good investment. But seeing that, you know, someone bought this NFT, Notorious Alien Space, and just saying, okay, he bought it, I gotta go buy it. So he bought 10 of them. I don't have the ETH. Most people don't have the ETH to just buy 10 of these and wait and see. He can buy 10, make 10%, lose 50%, sell it, move on. And that's what a lot of these whales do. They're buying and flipping, and they have so much liquidity that they're able to, you know, miss on 80% and then hit on those 20% and make a killing. But unless you have a ton of liquidity and you can do the same thing, don't blindly follow what another whale is doing. Use it as a resource, as a tool. Okay, mistake number 4 is buying into big hype projects when you didn't get on whitelists and you just want to get in and make sure you get one. Pre-reveal. I get why you want to do it, and I get why there's an appeal to doing it, and it's exciting. You might get a rare, and if you get something in the top 100, you're going to make so much money. But if it was a 10,000 piece collection and you got something in the top 100, that was a 1% chance. 99% chance that's not going to happen. What you're going to end up happening, unless you have a lot of money to spare and you're holding the project long term, is Hape Prime is a big example of this. Pre-reveal, it's sitting at around 9, might even cap close to 10, but on average on a day it was 9 ETH. Like almost every other project, when they revealed, the price absolutely nosedives. I mean, obviously there's different variations of levels of how much it tanks, but without fail, when the project reveals, everyone that didn't get a rare, which a 99% chance, say 98% chance, depending on where you consider rare is, you didn't get a rare, and a lot of people are dumping it and they're just trying to get out of the market. So they're way better off. If you wanted to get into Hape Prime and you want to be a part of this project because you believe in it and you think it's the next blue chip, wait until it reveals. Get in there at 4 ETH. Now you're in the project. You have another 4.5, 4.8 ETH to spare because you didn't try and chase that rare pre-reveal and spend the 9 ETH on it. The 5th and final biggest mistake you can make when trading NFTs is not doing your own research. The 4 other mistakes I listed, doing your own research could have helped avoid all 4 of them. If you see something that looks cool and you think you might want to buy it because you saw it on Twitter or an influencer bought it or some big whale bought 10 of them, before just aping in and buying it, make sure you do your own research. At the end of the day, the only person that you have to live with is yourself. And if you did the research and you bought into a project and it ends up not going well, I promise you it'll feel a hell of a lot better than if you bought into a random project, didn't do your research, and then it tanked because you had no idea what you were buying and you just bought it because someone else bought it. If you learn from it, do your research and see why maybe the one that you thought you should have bought didn't work out, it's going to help you so much in the long run in distinguishing what up-and-coming projects are worth buying into and have a high probability of actually being successful moving forward versus not doing your research, blindly going in there and being devastated and sad because you just lost all your money because someone else bought it and you thought it was going to be the next blue chip or the next Bored Ape Yacht Club. So those are the 5 biggest mistakes I've made while trading NFTs. I hope this video was helpful. Be sure to go follow me on Twitter. The link will be in the description below. Also, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you have a chance to get entered in to win the $300 in ETH equivalent giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one.